So sometime in the 1930s, I'm pretty sure, my grandpa moved here from Iowa, and might have been in the early 40s. But he settled here, moved here from Iowa, settled in where the town of Ripon now is, which is about 4 miles south of here. And eventually he moved to this place and started his farm out here with his wife and the kids, and we've been here ever since. So he started with livestock, and as the story goes, one day some nursery guy came by with almond trees and asked him if he was interested in planting some trees instead of his livestock or alfalfa or whatever else he was growing at the time, and they were 25 cents a piece, planted, which is incredible for that. And so he said, why not, I'll plant them right in my alfalfa and we'll see what happens. So he kind of just rolled with it, and we've been growing almonds ever since.
So how many acres do you guys have now?
We've got about 800 that we own and farm, and then we lease some land and we farm for other people, and during harvest, like we're in right now, we'll shell and farm and harvest for probably 2,500 acres or more.
And how do they get from you to consumers?
What we do, the majority of ours are exported, so we shell them and we put them in wood bins, about 2,200 pounds in each bin, and they're brought to a processor where they're hand-picked through, cleaned out, graded, sized, and then cold stored, and we'll sell them all through the year. And they end up, most of them going in a shipping container across the ocean.
And so what about the other farmers? Like, how do other almond farmers get theirs to the market?
Same idea. I mean, the majority of them aren't selling to retail. Some do farmers markets and different things, but they're now regulating that all domestically sold almonds have to be pasteurized, and most growers don't have the ability to pasteurize. So they're working through that legislation right now to figure out if they can figure out a solution to that. But there's kind of some gray area with roadside stands that they're allowing you to do. But the majority of almonds that are grown are brought into a processor and cold stored and sold in large quantities just because of that.
Yeah, and some of them, like, aren't there branded kinds of, like I saw Blue Diamond?
Oh, sure. Blue Diamond's probably the largest one in the world. And we have nuts that we don't sell our nuts Blue Diamond, but a lot of the ones we shell, we bring to Blue Diamond. Mm-hmm. So what happens is they're just all thrown into a big pot by variety, and then they do the same thing. They'll pay a grower, they'll contract with growers and pay a certain price either before season or during season, and then they contract and the grower just sends all the almonds there, and that's generally how it works. So
cool.
We've got a little more flexibility. We work with a processor, they're friends, and we're allowed to kind of work with them a little more directly on the selling process. Even though they broker them for us, we kind of have the final say on what we sell, so we tend to get a little better premium for ours than we would otherwise. So we're fortunate with that, but it's a little more work.